Welcome back to machining a Blade Runner blaster. This is part 10 and it's been almost 2 years since I've worked on this project. In fact, I had to go back and watch part 9 to remind myself what the next step is. And of course, the next step was making a latching mechanism for the Revolver cartridge, because that just opens up every time you pick the gun up. And I think the way that they do this is that in the center pin, in the spindle of the cartridge, you have a spring-loaded pin with a rounded edge, so that when you close it, it then engages with a recess in the body. And then to open it again, you need some kind of mechanism in the body where you can have a little thumb slide which pushes a pin to push that pin out, so that you can then it clears the body and then you can open it again. Now the mechanism that will go in the body is a little bit complicated because this is a solid frame, and so it's not easy to put anything inside here, so that's a little bit daunting. So I'll leave that for another video, and instead in this video I'm gonna just try and put the spring-loaded pin in there and see if we can get it to stay engaged in the body. Right. Yes, I don't need to take that off. So there's the pin, the spindle, and we have this gap at the end, and we want to put something on the end there that will hold a spring-loaded pin. So we can remove that. This is about 1/4 of an inch diameter, I think, and so an M5 screw will be able to go down in there. So you could drill a hole, put a spring in here, get a pin that would then go through a hole in the center of this screw and out through the cap, and then you could screw the screw down with the spring-loaded pin to compress the pin, the spring, and then that should work. made from an M4 bolt, where I've removed the threads completely and then turned down the head so that it fits nicely in there. So the spring is already in there, and then put the cap on like that. Well, let's just test it in here first. See if we've got. Yeah, okay. So the length is the length up to this cap is all right, and we just have to change. Just have to shorten the length of the stud and round over the top, because at the moment it's way too long. Well, now it's not springing back out. I guess that's because I've pushed it in way too far. Yeah. Okay. So let's just, we're going to shorten it, get rid of about that much, and then round over the top. So there it is, assembled. Got the little point, just stick it out there. That seems quite good. Get this. And there. And then the spring. Cylinder, and the push part, and the nut. There we go. So I've just marked out where it hits, and this is so that we can put and file a little transition in there, so that to kind of soften that corner as that goes in, so that it's less of a clunk, more of a gradual thing. So, all right, let's file that out. Nice. Still quite abrupt, that transition, but at least it looks good. Okay, so the next part would be to machine the thumb release that pushes that pin back out of the body so that we can open the cylinder. But because we can do it by hand, that step's not necessary. So I'm just going to make the thumb release anyway and screw it to the body so that it looks the part, even though it's not actually going to be functional. And I'll do that in the next part. In the meantime, let's just put this back together.